Okay guys, so yesterday I went out to, I think, 7 different thrift stores. My dad and I ran around just buying things and looking at things. We took about 7 hours shopping. Now, being that we went to so many different stores, we didn't actually stand in there and go through like each individual t-shirt. You know, if you do that, you're going to find more things at each store. But we were kind of trying to get a feel for how long it takes to get from this store to that store and, you know, see what we could find at just a handful of different places. So we did get a good handful of things, and I thought that I would just show you what we got today, tell you about how much we spent on each thing, and what I expect to be able to get out of it on eBay. We'll just start with these right here. And this is a pair of Jordans. Now, I've said before, if you want to look up Jordans on eBay when you find them, you have to look in the tongue, and there is a 6-digit number followed by a dash and a 3-digit number. The 6-digit number identifies the shoe itself, and the 3-digit number identifies the color scheme. These right here I picked up at the Goodwill outlet store, so I got these for $1.09 per pound. So these were probably about $3, maximum $4, and these should sell for anywhere from $20 to $40, maybe even a little bit more. It just depends on the size. These are 10.5 men's. That is a good men's size. The best I found in men's is 11 to 12, but these are still good, especially when I paid $4 for them. Another pair of shoes I got were these women's New Balance. And again, these came from that same place, the Goodwill outlet store, so $1.09 a pound. These are no more than 2 pounds right here. So you figure $2.18 basically plus some tax. And I should get probably $25 at least out of these shoes. Staying on the subject of shoes, I will show you these real quick. And this is funny because my dad and I were walking through Salvation Army, and I was kind of showing him the route that I take when I walk in there. What I look at first, what I look for specifically, what departments I go to, in what order, and just kind of how I make my round around the store. And we were looking at shoes, and I told him that mainly we look at men's shoes. Those are the best sellers. I've never really had a lot of luck with kids' shoes, and I haven't had a lot of luck with women's shoes unless they are the specific kind called Z-Coil that have a spring in the heel. I didn't even look at the women's shoes. We went shopping around the whole store, and right before we left, he was up there paying, and I went over to take the cart back, and what did I see right in the women's shoes but a pair of Z-Coil shoes? These are size 7. They have a Velcro strap on them, and like I said, they have the spring on the heel. These go for up to $75. Now, these are used, of course, so I'll probably get between $40 and $50, but I paid $5 for these shoes. I could not believe it when I saw them sitting there on the shelf. Another thing I got at the Goodwill outlet store was this 1985 Little Tykes kids stepping stool, whatever you want to call it. It's green, it's a hard, thick plastic, and again, it was by the pound, so this is like probably 2 pounds, maximum 3, so I paid about $3 for this. It will only sell for 12 to 15. If I'm lucky, I might get 20. It just depends on how well it cleans up. And yeah, that should bring 12 to 15 bucks. Another thing we got at the Salvation Army, and it's funny because it's the things that you least expect that sell for the good amounts of money. This is called Child Guidance First Multiplier. You slide these buttons over, you know, one up here and one over here, and it multiplies the number and tells you what it is. We paid $1.99 for this, and they sell for $30 every day. So that's a nice little profit right there. And that's something that just looks like basically a piece of junk that you would just walk by. But that's $30 right there. I believe we picked these up at a Goodwill. And what these are like extending, climbing, or I don't know if you call them ski poles, but you see they extend out. These I believe we paid $5 for, and they should go for about $50. Now, it might be a little bit less than that. I need to do a little bit more research on this particular brand. But you can see these parts are still connected with plastic. And you can see by the tips that these have never been used. They're brand new. So $40 to $50 for these, and we paid $5. Another thing I found at a Goodwill, which was like clear out in Worcester. I mean, I think this was the last Goodwill we went to. And this is a dual 8 movie projector. This is the old style movie projector for 8mm films. The brand is Vision, and this is brand new. It's still in the box, sealed with staples. This part is pulled open, but it's not enough for anything to have been taken out. So this will be sold as brand new. I paid $5 for it, and I'm going to put it on there for $100 or best offer. There are a few of them on there that are used, and they generally go for about $30 used. But being brand new, you know, somebody can buy it and not worry that it's been used to death. I mean, it's an old projector. So realistically, I will probably get about $50 for it. But like I said, I'm going to put it on there for $100 or best offer and hope for the best. This was a really cool find. We got this at Salvation Army. This is a vintage pro player Notre Dame jacket. If you guys remember these from the 90s, it's a hooded coat, half zip, so it's a pullover. Really warm. I used to have one of these that was Chicago Bulls. It was the one that everybody was getting shot for, so I was afraid to wear it. But these old pro player and starter jackets from the 90s, these make a lot of money. This was $13, which is usually more than I would pay for a coat. But knowing what this is, I can put it on there for $80 or $90 best offer. And I think the very least we'll get out of this is $50. Let's see, we also have a Ralph Lauren flannel shirt. This was only $2.50, and honestly, I believe my dad bought it to keep for himself. But if we wanted to sell it, it'd go for anywhere up to $20. This is an Orvis fishing vest. It's not brand new. It is pre-owned, but it was only $4, and these sell all day for $25 to $30. This was a really cool find. Again, this came from the Salvation Army. This is a J. Crew wool pea coat. You can see it has the quilted lining inside. It has a few very small blemishes like right here, but it's really nothing bad. I'll put this on there for about $80 or best offer, and it'll probably end up selling for about $50. Really nice coat there, and we got it for half price, so it was $6.50. Another thing here from the Goodwill outlet. This is a Toshiba power supply. I don't recall exactly what this goes to. I looked it up on eBay, and it should go for $15 to $20. But I know for myself, I've had to get on eBay and order power supplies for some laptops in the past, so people are always looking for them. So I pick them up most of the time when I find them. This one's a little heavier than usual. This is probably 3 pounds right here. I don't think it's quite 4 pounds, but I probably paid $3.50 for this. But like I said, it should bring $15 to $20. This I just kind of thought was cool. I'm one that collects old retail things, and this has the Sohio gas station logo on it. It's just like one of these zip bags. You put it up on your visor. And then I believe this is the last thing we got. This is from the 90s again. And this is Nautica is the brand. It's just a big men's bathrobe. Now, of course, I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be men's. But this is what you call block color. I mean, you've got navy blue, hunter green, and yellow on here. And it's all in blocks. I mean, you can see where this is all green down here, and then you got a big yellow pocket. That is just so 90s right there. I couldn't find any more on there like this. I'm going to put this on there for $100 or best offer. Things like this that are just completely descriptive of 90s, or any time period for that, when you find those things that are just totally descriptive of that time period, you can really price them up there because people are very nostalgic about that stuff. Plus, sometimes you get movie studios who are looking to put together a wardrobe for their characters. I sold a pair of Reeboks from the 80s like 2 years ago, or to the costume director of a show called The Interestings. I watched that show and I never saw the shoes, but they did pay me almost $200 for them, so I was happy. So yeah, Nautica, block color. We paid $4 for this. And like I said, I'm going to put it on there for like $100 or best offer. If there were more on there of this style, it would be less, but this is going to be the only one. If they want it, they're going to have to pay for it. That's the name of the game, supply and demand. So guys, there is my haul for eBay from the Goodwill Outlet, Salvation Army, and the Restore. That's the Habitat for Humanity store. I think that's all the places we went. We didn't hit any of these little back alley family thrift stores, which are also really good and sometimes even better. But that'll be on the next trip, so stay tuned, and I will be doing more of these haul videos. Make sure you give me a thumbs up, leave a comment below, subscribe, and feel free to join me on Facebook at That Nate Guys and Gals, and I will see you guys later. Peace.